Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. How are you guys doing today? It's a pleasure having you all here. Yes, indeed. It is indeed a pleasure having you here. And today we are going to be having a Q&A session. I repeat, today we're going to be having a question and answer session where we're going to be discussing anything and everything trading, right? Normally when we have our session, our live market analysis sessions, there are usually a lot of questions that come in, but we're not able to trade them because of the time. So now we're just going to focus on questions from you, meaning that we'll be focusing a lot on the comment section, and then we would try our possible best to answer as many questions, and that is based on time, right? So we want to also acknowledge Trading Live for giving us this platform to be able to connect from different parts of the world. Some of us are probably in Europe or in Dubai or somewhere in Africa or in America and so on, Asia and the rest. So as you are connecting to us now, let us know where you are connecting to us from. I repeat, let us know where you are connecting to us from, right? It's always good for us to know so that we can, if possible, even meet up in person. I happen to be in Canada, in British Columbia, to be precise. That's the province. So if you happen to be in my city, you are in British Columbia province, and you happen to be in my city, who knows? We could always have coffee and just discuss about the business and just rub minds, right? So once again, let us know where you are connecting to us from. Today's session could be a lengthy one, or it could be a short one, depending on the comments that we have from you guys, right? So you guys are more or less leading the session. I can see, first of all, some comments coming in already, and we have Salome Mansfield. I hope I pronounced your name well enough. So for Salome Mansfield, you said, please, you are looking for a best broker to trade with. Any advice? As we always say, there is no best broker. All brokers are good, right? So there is no best broker. It just has to do with, for me, when you talk about brokers that are good, just make sure you can make deposit and you can withdraw without any issues. It is safety of your funds, number one. But a broker that would delay or deny you from making your withdrawals is one that you should stay away from. Now, I have been using this broker. I'm going to drop the link in the description, right? So I've been using this broker for a little while. That's the IC market. So you can use that link. That's my partnership link, and register with an account with that broker. And trust me, you will not be disappointed, right? And that's for Salome Mansfield. And then we have Victor Norton. Glad to see you're live again. Okay, and you said Malaysia here. Awesome. So Victor Norton, you're welcome. Thank you for joining us again. As you said, glad to see you live again. Awesome. Salome Mansfield said from US. Awesome. You're from the United States. Awesome. Okay. Do we have some of us from different parts of the world, as we always say? Beautiful. Now I can see Ben Sinclair said, what's the best time for trading, sir? Beautiful. This is what we want to discuss today. You can see I put up a chat, but it's not necessarily about talking about chats, but really I want us to comment. I want us to discuss your comments, your questions, and all. I'll try as much as possible to focus strictly on the comment section. I'm not here to talk about this chart or that chart or support, resistance, supply, demand, price action, and the rest. No, it is based on you. You have the floor for today, right? And as we said, thank you to Trading Live for giving us this platform for us to meet up. Trading could easily be a boring business, and that's why we like to meet up with like minds and then just discuss the business. It's always good to talk to others at the end of the day. Okay, so let me see quickly. Ben Sinclair said, what is the best time for trading, sir? And apologies, I will try as much as possible not to miss out any question. Now, when it comes to the best time for trading, truth be told, there is no best time for trading. Now, let me explain it this way. We have different sessions. We have the Sydney, Tokyo, London, and New York sessions, right? Now, when it comes to the best session to trade, it depends on the type of trader that you are. An example, if you are a scalper is the type of trader that likes the market to be quiet. So as that scalper likes the market to be quiet, that scalper wants like the Sydney, Tokyo, the Asian session to be able to trade. Assuming you're trading Euro USD during the Asian session, you know that's not the session for Euro, that's not the session for USD. So you are not expecting some volatile movement during that period. Because that period, Sydney and Tokyo happen to be the low volatility sessions. So you can easily trade those sessions and just scalp in and out and you're good. Or if you like volatile periods, you like fast, paced movement, you would prefer the London and the New York session. That's just on the session. Now, truth be told, the best time depends on you using a trading journal. Let me explain this aspect because this is actually where I'm going to. I wanted to just give that little bonus based on the trading session. Now, when it comes to the trading journal, what does the trading journal mean? A trading journal is record of your trades. Now look at it this way. By the time you, and that is Ben Sinclair or any other person, Ben Sinclair, by the time you start keeping records of your trades, and you do this for like 3 months, you probably have like hundreds of trades. 6 months, you have more trades. So the more you keep records, the better for you. Now you keep records of your trades, and then you go over your trades maybe after 3 months. You'll notice that you have lots of winners and lots of losers, right? Now from your winners will tell you, oh, this particular instrument has been your best winner. So that will answer your own question of this is the best instrument for you to be trading. And then that instrument that you have been trading, let's assume you still go over your journal again, you review your journal. It now tells you that you've been having your best winner, e.g. on Euro USD on a Tuesday from your journal. What information have you gotten? That means that you should be trading more of Euro USD on a Tuesday. And then you now find out that the best time is in between 10 a.m. and 12 noon, your own time, right? Then what does that mean? And that means that you, based on your own trading journal, that is for everybody individually. Based on your own trading journal, you've noticed that the best instrument is Euro USD. You notice that the best day of the week is Tuesday, and you've noticed that the best time of the day is in between 10 a.m. and 12 noon. That's when you have majority of your winners. Then that will help to focus on your own best time. Hope you understand that, Ben Sinclair. Let me move on. Let me know if you still need further clarifications. What are you currently trading? I'm not currently in the market now. Fridays, I hardly trade Fridays. I don't hold trades over the weekend. The Friday is one I just watched. We have high impact news around the corner for the dollar by 3 p.m. UK time. That's approximately 52 minutes from now. So there might be volatility with respect to the majors and gold. If you noticed, right from Tuesday, Wednesday, and yesterday, Thursday, we're talking about the majors, gold, and even the Bitcoin with respect to the dollar, with respect to the dollar index, the DXY, right? So you can also focus on those ones as well. Archibald said, I wonder how many pips you usually secure on gold. It depends. Gold is a mover. Now you need to be careful with gold because gold moves faster than Euro USD as an example. If Euro USD should move like 100 pips, for gold, that 100 pips is equivalent to probably like maybe 400, 500 pips. In a week, it's possible for gold to even do about 1,000 pips. So you need to be careful with gold. Gold has done a lot of damage to people's accounts because they don't understand it. They just want to make quick money, right? So you can make good amount of pips on gold, also based on the time frame you are using, based on the type of trader that you are using at the end of the day. As a matter of fact, gold has been my highest amount of pips I have made in one trade. And that was years and years ago when I used to hold trades over the weekend. I used to hold trades for a long period of time. Back then, I can't remember what year, probably around 2015 or 16 or something thereabout, maybe even 14. I'm not really sure. I held gold for 1,800 pips for about 6 weeks, right? And it was in my favor, obviously, and I held it for 6 weeks, and it got to my take profit of 1,800 pips. I don't know whether you can wait that long. So it depends on the time frame. It depends on a lot of factors to answer Archibald Peng's question. Okay. Asha Tyler said, waiting on that pullback. Which pullback? Is it the one that you have in front of us, gold? Right? So let me know if that is it. And Ben Sinclair said, I understand. Thank you, sir. Okay, awesome. Ben Sinclair said, are you a full-time trader? Yes, I am. I am not just a trader, right? I'm also a trainer. I'm an analyst. I'm a coach. I'm everything. I'm a partner, and so on. Now, when you talk about business, because this is a business, and we all want to make money from the business. And that's why in the course I offer, I talk about the different ways to make money. I'm also a YouTuber, right? The different ways to make money from YouTube. I'm sure you guys may understand. So you can make money from YouTube, from the business of trading. You can make money from trading, from actually trading. You can make money from trading by being a partner with brokers or broker. You can make money from mentorship, from coaching, like I do as well. So there are different aspects of the industry, of the business of trading that you can make money from. Just like saying you are into cars. If you're into cars, you can make money by buying and selling of cars, by doing Uber, by buying and selling accessories, by maybe starting a small car wash or maybe a small car mechanic shop. I've mentioned about 5, 6 different aspects of car industry that you can make money from, right? So there are different ways to make money at the end of the day. Okay, do you recommend trading forex or cryptocurrencies now? You can trade anything. You just need to understand the supply, the demand, the support, resistance based on the price action. So now as we are looking at the market, if you ask me, a lot of them happen to be in a range mode, are moving sideways, are consolidating. Now, most people, when it comes to the cryptocurrencies, especially when the craze of the cryptocurrencies became so loud, a lot of people were jumping into the cryptocurrency market and then they were calling themselves buy and hold, buy and hold. And they have been saying it's going to get to 100K, especially when it got to 64K. That was about, I think, 2 years ago. They were saying, oh, it's moving to 100K, and then they were buying and holding until the thing now crashed all the way to about 15 or 13K or thereabouts sometime last year and all. But then cryptocurrency traders do not really understand the market. They don't understand how to analyze the market. So I would always advise, whether you're trading forex or you're trading cryptocurrencies, or you're trading commodities or stocks, whatever the case might be, understand trading. So right now you can trade anything, right? Because based on the time that you're looking at, you would always be able to catch a trend move, and you also be in a range consolidating move at the end of the day. Hope you understand that based on the time that you're looking at the market. So to answer Dennis Gallup's question, any one of your choice, you are good to go. Ovio Nicholas, okay, I like this question from Ovio Nicholas. Said, as a beginner, how many pairs is recommended to follow? As a beginner, I always advise that less is more. Even if you are an advanced and experienced trader, you would understand this aspect of less is more. Less is more. Why? Because it's going to help you to concentrate on just a few. Once you concentrate on just a few, number one is helping you to eradicate over trading. It's helping you to work on your anxiety. It's helping you to work on the aspect of revenge trading. It's helping you for a lot of reasons when you check, a few instruments. It's helping you to even understand the few instruments faster. Assuming you trade just one instrument, there are a lot of traders that trade just one instrument and are doing very, very well. Why? Because they have understood that instrument well enough. Just like saying, permit me to say this, sorry, this just came into my head. Just like saying you have just one girlfriend or one wife or one whatever. You would understand that girlfriend very well when she's moody, when she's happy, when she's sad, and then you would know how to react to the mood, to the attitude of your girlfriend. There are times that maybe your girlfriend doesn't feel like being too talky, being in the chit chat mode. You read the countenance and then you give her some space, right? And there are times that you want to talk. So basically, you trade one instrument, you understand that instrument very well, and you can take full advantage of it, right? That's the answer of your Nicholas question. Less is more. So you can pick one or two or three. Try not to pick way too many. If you feel you can handle 8 or 10, it's up to you. But traders, they just tend to move around. They could be watching all the instruments that the broker has to offer, which is very wrong. Okay. Herman DuPont said, now it's flying. Are you talking about the gold in front of us? Okay, Abel Dennis said, do we have a buy limit active setup right now? Don't know what you're talking about. Let me see. Chris Ali said, trying to draw on charts. Notice the break above on 2013 is right on the day opening price. I'm not sure I understand what you're talking about. Please let our comments or questions be clear enough for me to be able to understand. Okay. Robin Wallace said, I made 90 pips. Excuse me. Robin Wallace said, I made 90 pips. I'm done for the night. Awesome. That's good to hear. Martin Ronald said, honest reply, do you never feel left out in FOMO? At times you might think, maybe I could. No, with my little experience, as you said, honest reply, this is my honest reply. With my little experience over the years, I know that FOMO is the killer, fear of missing out. So if I miss out on a trade, maybe I come in a bit too late to my system, it has already hit my area of interest and it has gone without me, I would leave it. Because at times it could even still come back and give me another opportunity. And if it goes without me, then it has gone without me. But I will never ever enter at a level that is not the correct place I'm supposed to enter. Why? Because my stop loss could easily be much bigger. I wouldn't want to incur a bigger stop loss that would reduce my take profits, reduce my reward at the end of the day. Right? So that's my honest reply for Martin Roland. Clement Justice said that was a solid buy at support. Your loss wouldn't have been much. I don't understand what you mean. I'm talking about this based on this gold, right? I never said I took the trade. If you look at the gold in front of us, if that's what some of us are talking about, it's just an area of interest. I think we talked about this maybe yesterday or Wednesday. You have these areas here acting as resistance, support, support. You came out here and took the support and it's going up. So if you had entered here, you would already be in profit. And if you see it over here, FOMO, fear of missing out, do not enter here. Because if you enter here, your stop loss is now much bigger. And I won't afford that kind of trade because it can still come back. You know, we have news coming out in about 43 minutes from now, right? So that means that we could still go back to that level of demand of support for an entry. Okay. Let me see. Vanessa said, if you close half profit, then hit break even, do you count that as two positions or one? It is still one position. You just split it into two, right? So you have a position and you close half of that position in profit, then hit the other one in break even. You just split it into two. That's all, right? So and Sainsbury said, is 2018 not a strong resistance? Depending on what time frame you're looking at. Oh, okay. I think I know what you're talking about. Let me just put something up here. You might be talking about something around this area, right? And yes, you could call this a resistance area here, most likely because of this here. Let me just show you quickly. Probably because of this area here that acted as resistance, and you can see you have some support areas here as well, right? So you can also call this good eyes for the person that said that 2018, good eyes. So you can see you have like a support. So you have a bunch of support areas here. I can see where it is currently. Oops, sorry. Where it is currently here is reacting to this place as well. So in situations like this, for me, you could call this a resistance, but I could also call it just a trouble area, because if I use the Fibonacci retracement from the lows to the highs over here, I would like to see it smash this area and in good time even get to 2077, right, on the long run. But this is also still a valid area of resistance, but you need to wait for the reaction. It's reacting to it now as we speak, but wait for a deeper reaction and wait for the news to come up before you conclude that it is a strong resistance. Okay, Rachel Raphael said, good afternoon from this side of the world. Okay, good afternoon. Let us know from which side of the world you're connected to us. Wait till it reaches 12 and then buy. Okay, that's from Sally Lucas. Since you guys are talking about the chart that we have in front of us, I just put it up here, just, you know, as a screen background. Then we just do Q&A session. Okay. Some of us are still talking about the chat. Let's just continue. Bessie, because for us that are single, what about us? I think you're talking about when I mentioned the aspect of girlfriend. But Bessie, Rebecca, you understand the concept of what I'm talking about, right? Just having one thing, whether it's one girlfriend or one wife or something. What I'm just trying to say is just, you're looking at one instrument, you would understand it better and more. I knew somebody will have something to say about that. And Queen, I hope to say, what about us that don't have partners? I was just using that as an example. I'm sorry if that example was not a good one for you, but I'm sure you understand what I'm talking about. Thank you for the humor from Benson and Queen. How much do you make in a month, Charles Hamilton? It depends on how the month is. It depends on my trading account. It depends on the reward at the end of the day, ROI based on that account and so on. So there's no specific amount. Are you trading anything today? I already just mentioned it that I don't trade on Fridays. And you said, oh, just watching the charts. I'm just watching the chart. I'm not trading today. Really don't have any intentions. If I was trading today, I would have taken this gold from that area of demand, support, which is also a flip zone. A flip zone is an area that acted as support and resistance. It seems I'm having a lot of comments now, so I need to speed up on my replies. Somebody said, just popped in, been off trading for about 2 months now, and probably for another 1 month because I'm in the middle of trying to move into another country. Okay, good to hear that. We'll be back probably mid-July when I'm settled. Okay, no problem. Thank you for the information, Adi. What about if it comes back to, do you still take the trade? Matthew, if I was trading and it comes back to that area of support, then I might as well wait for the trigger. I might as well wait for the trigger, then enter. Okay, Alea said I missed this gold move. Since we're still talking about the gold move, maybe I might just put up a blank chart or put up a text so that we don't talk about this one alone. What is your take on GU? That's from Cecile Ellen. GU. This is GU right here. My take on GU so far, just looking at this from this hourly time frame, we have an area here, right? And if you look very well, it has acted as resistance, support, and it's back here. So it should as well probably act as support at the end of the day, right? So based on what we have in front of us, this GU is at an area of demand support, and I also like to add Fibonacci into the mix. You can also do that from this lows to the highs over here. Can you see what we're doing? Okay, sorry about that. So this is what we have on the GU. Let me just flip through some other comments quickly. Quickly, DXY resistance per 4 hours. Okay, good to know. Just quickly breezing through the comments. I'm having more comments here, so I'm just trying to just rush through them. What did it feel like when you got consistent finally? It felt so obviously good and then got boring at the end of the day. And don't forget, you'll still be having losses. So I would always advise for you to have a trading journal. I would always advise to have a trading journal. But it felt good and then boring at the end of the day. And that's why trading is, or investing, whether and how you want to put it, trading or investing is a good means of income in the business. And it's also boring because you are probably just at home. You don't have to be going to the office 9 to 5 or whatever. You're probably just at home alone, maybe have a small office somewhere or whatever the case might be, and nobody to talk to. So that's why I like platforms like this Trading Live, so where we get to discuss with others at the end of the day. Okay, so do you provide signals? I'll sell signals. No, I'm not a believer in signals. I believe more in learning how to catch fish. There's a big difference between learning how to catch fish and giving somebody fish, right? So I prefer to give people that opportunity to learn how to catch fish, and then you can do that, yourself. How many pairs do you trade yourself, and how do you take the trades? I trade exclusively 8 pairs, and that is the majors. I watch the USD index. I don't trade it. I watch it. That helps me for my EU, GU, AU, NU, UCHF. You can see how it is arranged. Look at the bottom. I watch this was exclusively gold and then Bitcoin, right? I trade Bitcoin once in a while, not as heavy as the other majors and gold. Okay, so exclusively I watch 8. And how do you take the trades? I take the trades based on price action, and that has to do with support, resistance, supply, demand at the end of the day. Okay, so that's answer Winnie Felix's question. Okay, let's see. Okay, CBO Edison said yes, it's best to wait for news. Yes, there are always news around the corner, so always wait for possible volatility in the market and all. What is your ROI at the end of the month? As I answered already, it depends. But some plan follow, I always feel. If you're talking about following a trading plan, make sure you can chat, guys, you can chat me up on Instagram, maybe on my Instagram handle at CSA Forex, like Broderick Keto that says something about, I believe you're talking about trading plan that you follow, but it always fails. Let me see your trading plan. Let me see what you put in your trading plan. I believe we've had a session before, maybe last week or 2 weeks ago, where we talked about trading plan. Your trading plan, make sure you know your instruments, your risk. I just want to see your parameters and how you are implementing your trading strategy. Because most times people don't really follow their plan to the T. And if you don't follow it, obviously you will not get the results you're looking out for. But if you are following your plan and you are still having losses, then you can start to make adjustments, tweaks to your plan. But make sure you are following it no matter what. Okay. Backtest is also good. You know my chart. Backtest. Well, backtesting is also good. Yes, quite all right. Backtesting helps you to understand your strategy well enough before you even test it. Okay. What advice do you have for traders that have a $500 account and use 3-to-1 risk reward? Okay. The advice I have for you is to ensure that your reward is always greater than your risk. Number one, your reward is always greater than your risk. And also advice, this is for everybody, depending on whatever account you're using. Make sure your reward is always greater than your risk. Also ensure that your stop loss is always on your charts. Some traders don't put stop loss on the charts. It's very dangerous. And also ensure that your volume, lot size is based on your trading account size, right? Because some people could use a volume of one standard lot size and their account balance is like $100, right? You would easily crash that $100. We want to ensure that no matter the account balance that you have, right, you are able to trade it professionally. Another thing you need to also understand, I'm going to say this, is that if you cannot manage small money, you cannot manage big money. Simple. If you cannot manage small money, you cannot manage big money. So you need to trade as if your small account is a big account, and to help you based on your discipline at the end of the day. Okay. Do you have any regrets about trading since you started? Not really, because trading, apart from the business, making money from the business, and of course trying to retire early, I could easily say that trading has helped me to become a better person, right? My attention level is higher, right? And yeah, basically trading has helped me to be more patient and more disciplined. So I tend not to rush into things and so on. So trading, I've not really had any regrets, apart from the earlier stages when obviously you didn't go about it the proper way. You rush into the market, losses here and there. What I would have just preferred would have been to get a mentor at the very beginning so that it would have taken me a faster period to get there. It took me a lengthy period. It took me years to actually get to where I am now, knowledge-wise, which is maybe just the only regret I'll just mention. Okay, Leopa said, I am comfortable on the 1 hour time frame as well, which is good. I like 1 hour a lot, not too fast, not too slow. What advice do you have for small account traders? Is it a must to use prop firms? For small account holders, Now, this is when it comes to prop firms. I normally advise people, look, prop firms is good for having a large trading account. That's all. So whether you're a small account trader, just know how to trade. Because if you're a small account trader, and we have more small account traders than the high account traders, right? The large account traders. As a small account trader, just learn the ropes of how to trade, right? Once you know how to trade, the money will come to you through the prop firms. You could even have somebody that will just give you a particular amount, or you could take a loan, or whatever the case may be. But if you do not know how to trade, even if you go to the prop firms, trust me, it will still be very difficult for you. Very simple. The prop firms is just for the account size, and they're giving you that account that you can trade, and then you have a ratio, a split ratio, profit ratio between yourself and the prop firm. Even some brokers are even now coming up as a sort of prop firm at the end of the day, right? Okay, good. So just breezing through some other sessions, some other questions or comments. Did audio go off or just me? Sorry about that. It's back now. Let's see. Let's leave the chat for today. Tell us about your best and worst experience in trading. Oh wow. That's a good one. I remember this is the Q&A session, so let me try to remember. First of all, my worst. Let me start with the worst experience. My worst experience would have been years and years ago, having so many back-to-back blown accounts, and I have beards. I have mustache. Well, I have like I'm growing beards and goatee and all. So I'm bearded. I'm kind of bald. If you look at my DP, I don't want to switch on my video. I don't like my video to be distracting, right? But a long time ago, I was so pained when I blew a particular account. I started pulling my beards. I was more or less inflicting pain on myself because I was getting tired. Now, why am I still crashing accounts and all then? And I could have easily said that was like an experience that I didn't want to feel again. Maybe you could say it was a worst experience, more or less. And best experience I could say is not even from trading and making pips and making money. But best experience for me is being able to impact knowledge and getting feedback from people, whether you are new or you are struggling, where people say that I broke it down well enough and they understand it well enough and so on, right? So that could easily be a best experience or a continuous best experience, because the more I tutor, the more I mentor, the more I coach, I get that, and it brings me joy at the end of the day. Okay, Oliver McDonald said trading journal is very important. Yes, indeed. Trading journal, yes, indeed, it's very, very important. Okay. Buying patience said, why do traders always say because they're becoming bored, because boring? What gets boring? Well, the truth now is that something you do on a regular more or less becomes boring, even if you're making money. You could be doing a 9 to 5, and it is the same repeated cycle. As it's the same repeated cycle. Sorry if there's a little background noise. If you guys can hear the background noise, sorry about that. But as it's a repeated cycle, right? It gets boring at the end of the day. And as it gets boring, even if you're making money, you hear some people say they just retire. So that's why I tend to do training, like free sessions like this. And that's why today we're having this Q&A session. It's just a discussion. We're just discussing on anything, not necessarily on trading. So people are asking me personal questions. I'm even, I'm even shocked that nobody has asked me if I'm married or how many children I have and so on. We're still around the area of the business, which is still good. And that's why it's a Q&A session. And I would oblige and answer any question and so on, right? And that's with the time permitted for us to have. Let's see, any setup to copy? No setup to copy, sorry. I sent you a DM on Instagram. Oh, was it today? Let me just pop into my phone and check if I have any DM. Guys, my Instagram handle is, let me just type it out. My Instagram handle, I'll type it out for you, is at CSA Forex, which is my Instagram handle at CSA Forex. just type it out and hit enter. So you said you sent me, I'm sorry, I just checked now, but I can't see any DM on Instagram. That's coming from Egbert McCarthy. So if you can check on it again, I just typed it out. The spelling is CSA Forex, so you can send it and then I check and reply. Okay. When would you advise I should stay full-time trader? That's from Nicola Christiana. I advise you stay a full-time trader. Obviously, when you are making consistent profit, then you can become a full-time trader. And also when you are trading more as a passive business and not active, you don't need to be, the beautiful thing about the business also is that you don't need to be trading every day. You don't need to be trading every hour. You have your timing based on your trading journal that helps you to identify when to trade and when not to trade. You know when to come in, you trade at a particular time, you put your money, and then you are out. You can become a full-time trader and then retire early. The truth now also is that most people are not thinking about retirement, right? I don't know how old some of us are, but those people are not thinking about retirement. You just want to work 2 jobs, 3 jobs, whatever the case may be, make a living, but then you most likely you do that till you're very old without having a solid retirement plan. So trading is a good way to have a retirement plan at the end of the day. Ruby Catherine said, I really worry when experienced traders say it's get boring. Okay, I think I just talked about that. I just got 10 off a EMP. Okay, good for you, Glenn. Alan said, I do not believe in signal also. Okay, thank you. It depends on your own thought process. What if you're getting a signal from somebody, you're making money, you quit your job, and the next thing you don't hear from the person anymore, your signal has ended, you can't trade anymore. What will you now do? Learn how to trade so that you can control your timing, you can control your trading, right? Trade when you want and so on. Okay, you trade just the major pairs? Yes, exclusively the major pairs. Let's see, what time frames do you trade? Majorly 1 hour. I like the 1 hour a lot, so majorly 1 hour, but that does not mean I do not drop down to time frames to have a smaller stop loss that gives me better reward, and I do not also go up in time frames to have a bigger picture, right? So I'm very versatile when it comes to the time frame, but majorly 1 hour. If you look at the list of instruments that we have here at the bottom, you see most of them are on the 1 hour time frame. So I will focus majorly on the 1 hour. Webfielder said, I do know the majors and dollar index are inversely related. Yes, indeed, they are inversely related. Horace Tess said, looks like gold GU is doing a pullback here. That's what it looks like over here. Osborne Louis said, I'm really struggling with entries. Join us for our live market analysis sessions. Join me for the live market analysis sessions where we talk about that, or you can chat me up on Instagram and then we can see how we can discuss entries. We can look at your strategy and so on. Okay, and some other comments coming in here. Louis, I could use some advice from you. I traded out NY-ish last night, trade Asia and blew. Oh, you blew your account. Sorry to hear that. That's coming from Osborne Lewis. That's coming from Osborne Lewis. He said you traded out New York last night and you blew your funded account. Well, when I hear people say that they blew their accounts, most likely because you were not using stop loss. Correct me if I'm wrong. You probably were not using stop loss, or you were using volume lot size that was too heavy for your account, or you placed too many trades at the same time, or whatever the case might be. Maybe you didn't even have a plan. But if you have a plan, if you have a solid plan, then you should not crash your account. If you have a solid plan, then you should not crash your account at the end of the day. Now, this is something that is very, very important, as we always mention, right? Something that is very, very important that we always mention for traders to understand and for traders to follow up on, right? So just to give you more information, on what we're discussing here. And guys, sorry, I hope it's not echoing. If it's echoing, let me know. There was a little bit of noise, so I had to move to another section. Okay, so just to breeze through, and obviously I won't be able to more, you can chat me up on Instagram and then we can continue from there. Do you think it's wise to take trade with currencies that are volatile that week? Yes, you can. When it comes to volatility that week, you need to combine it with the technicals. I repeat, you need to combine it with the technicals, whether there's volatility or there's no volatility. Remember, we also said earlier, if you were with us, we said it depends on the type of trader that you are. Some traders like the market to be less volatile, meaning that you're probably trying to trade like the Asian, that's a Sydney Tokyo sessions, and you want less volatile period. Maybe you're a scalper, or maybe you are a position trader, swing trader. You want volatile periods. It depends on you. So you can trade anytime. Make sure you have a trading journal. Now, let me put it this way, guys. Two key things I would like to advise. Have a trading plan and have a trading journal. Both of them go hand in hand and they will help you tremendously to know the type of trader that you are. How many minutes news is going to come out? In the next 20 minutes, we have news coming out for the USD. Do you look at DXY when trading USD pairs? Yes, I do. And that's what we've been talking about this week, the major currency pairs and gold. We always look at the DXY. It gives us heads up with respect to the reaction to the majors and even gold as well. Let's see. Do you believe in backtesting? Hers? Yes, yes, yes. Backtesting is very good, very, very important. I would advise everybody this weekend, whatever strategy that you are using, or if you have a new strategy, backtest it before you start using it live. The backtesting will even build confidence in yourself. Okay, just to breeze through. Are you a swing trader? Yes, I'm always short-term swing trader. Let's see. I have a trading strategy that uses a 3-to-1 reward to risk and usually a 40 pips risk for each trade. Okay, that is good. What is your reward? Is it 120 pips? If you're using strictly 40 pips risk, it depends on a lot of factors. It depends on the instruments because different instruments move differently, and it also depends on what the market has to offer. So you cannot be saying you are doing a strict 3-to-1. It depends on what the market has to offer, right? If the market is offering you like 90 pips and you're doing your 3-to-1, which is 40 to 120, you cannot say you're going to try to squeeze out 120 when the market has 90 to give you. It doesn't work that way. Okay, how many trades can you take on a $300 account for those that have an edge in the market? Now, the number of trades depends, but for a $300, if I'm going to do a rough calculation, let me give it to you this way. Please listen, this is for Chad Horace. How many trades can you take on a $300 account for those that have an edge in the market? Let us assume that for your $300, you are using the smallest lot size, which is 0.01, one micro lot size. That means that you have about 3,000 pips to work with, right? So this is the calculation I'll do for you. If for every trade that you take, you are using 50 pips for your stop loss, 50 pips for your stop loss, that will be 3,000 divided by 50. That should be like a maximum of 60 trades. 3,000 divided by 50, that should be a maximum of 60 trades that you can take. And that is also assuming that it is like a one-to-one. Some trades are not exactly one-to-one, meaning that some trades based on like a standard lot size where we say $10 to a pip. Not all of them are $10 to a pip. So it's just a rough estimate, just to give you an idea the number of trades that you can take based on the account balance and based on the lot size. But if you're using a standard lot size, which is $10 to a pip, that will just give you about 30 pips. So 30 pips could easily be one trade. The based on the lot size also is very, very important. And that's why I said the smaller the lot size. I have a lot of comments coming here. We might need to do a part 2 of this Q&A session. Julie Brewster said, how long does it take to become a professional? It depends on you, really. It could take some people 3 months, could take some people a year, could take some people 5 years, could take some people within a short period of time. It depends on your assimilation. It depends on how you implement what you have learned and how you can stick to your rules, right? I always tell people, no matter what, stick to your trading plan, stick to your rules. Your trading plan is going to give you your rules, your guidelines. it's better for you to stick to it. Simple. And you stick to it, it helps you to understand yourself better, and then you can make adjustments, make tweaks here and there. Okay. How long have you been trading? For more than 10 years. That's for Stacy Perkin. I heard that trading makes a person better. How does that work? Nigel Wesley. As I said, for me, trading has made me a better person. Let me give you a quick example. Back then, right, we had houses that were not really in developed areas, right, back in Nigeria. And the houses there, I was always the one that was noticing snakes and some like wildlife, because my attention level had become higher because of the business, because of trading. And I became more patient, I became more disciplined, and it helped me at the end of the day, right, to be a better person, also to be a better person with respect to being a husband, right? For those that understand what I'm about to say, I exercise better patience now. When talking to my wife or when listening to my wife, I exercise more patience. And if it's an issue where you're arguing, I don't rush to reply. I exercise patience and then wait for her to talk, and then I say mine. So that helped me to become a better balanced person at the end of the day. Okay. Bob Joy said, you said you worked with a broker before. What advice do you have for a trader that wants to join the broker? Okay, yes, I worked for more than one broker in the past. So the advice I would have for you, that's a good one. Now, if you just want to understand the back end of the broker, how the broker takes, I would just say you could go into the brokerage field, but it also depends on what you're going in for. When it comes to the brokerage, you could either be into sales, or you could be into marketing, you could be a business development manager, you could be a market analyst, which is a coach, which is what I was doing exclusively. You could even be customer support. So basically, in the brokerage department, in the brokerage area, it's going to help you to understand the business from that side. Because you look at the business of trading from different perspectives, the business of trading from being a trader, the business of trading from being a broker, the business of trading from different areas. And it also helps you to understand the different ways that you can make money. Because in the business, the brokers are also promoting the different ways. They're promoting you to come and learn how to trade. They're promoting other areas with respect to partnership, with respect to fund management, where they have like the PAM, like for you to become like a signal provider. That is under the PAM. We call it the PAM, Portfolio Allocation Management Module, or also even known as the MAM. So it helps you to understand the back end of a broker, right? But if it's trading wise, really, you might not really, I won't say you not gain much, but if you're already a trader, then you're just a trader. But you still improve, or basically you understand things from the broker's perspective. That's all. That's the answer, Bob Joyce. So if you want to go into being, depending on the area of you joining the broker, whether it's the analyst, which is a trainer, or going into sales, or whatever the case might be, or anyone you could dive into and see how it goes for you. You can chat me up on Instagram and we can talk more on that. Do you think I should have stayed on one single time frame, Alexander Bruno? Yes, when you use one time frame, it's going to help you to understand that instrument better. By the time you're switching time frames, it could easily get confusing. And as it could easily get confusing, it could now be a case of you are looking at it on this time frame initially. That time frame is telling you that the trend is up, the bullish trend, bullish trend. And then by the time you switch to another time frame, it now becomes bearish. You might easily get confused. And when you get confused, you don't know whether to buy or to sell. So stick to one time frame, conduct your analysis on that one time frame, and then place your trade on that one time frame, set your stop loss, set your take profits, do everything exclusively on that one time frame. Okay, let me see. Mark Adams said, if it took you years and you did it by yourself, aren't you more confident than those that have teachers and mentors? Now, as I said, it took me years. It took me years for a lot of reasons, because I was stubborn. I always felt that I knew it all. I didn't want to learn from others. But then along the line, I had to subscribe and have like some paid sessions here and there to learn 1 or 2 things and all. So your question again, if it took you years and you did it by yourself, yeah, majorly by myself. I also learned from here and there as well. Aren't you more confident than those that have teachers and mentors? Now look at it. The advantage of having a teacher or a mentor is to reduce your what? Is to reduce your learning curve. Imagine having a mentor that tells you do this, do that, do this, do that, and that's all, compared to you doing it yourself. Doing it yourself will take you a longer period of time, right? And that's what happened to me. It took me years before I said, let me subscribe to this person, let me go under the mentorship of this person, and so on. So please do not be like me. The earlier, the better. Just like saying you want to learn how to drive now. Won't you have somebody to teach you? Won't you have a mentor beside you? You won't just jump into the car and say, oh, let me start the car and start driving on the highway. No, it doesn't work that way. Kathy Jack said, are you trading prop accounts? No, not trading prop accounts. Which strategy would you say has the best edge in the market? There is no strategy that is 100%. Agnes, no. All strategies, they work and they fail. So the strategy that you should be using, I'll repeat, to be the one that you back tested first of all and you're comfortable with. And make sure that when you have losses, you're also comfortable with the losses. Because all strategies would have losses. But then most people, when they start having losses on this particular strategy, they run away and use another strategy. You are just starting again. But keeping records using your trading journal will help you with that strategy to know when to use it and when not to use it. So stick to one strategy, please. That's the best advice I can give you when it comes to using a strategy. Okay. Grace Barry, Griselda Barry. So is it all still depending on the trader and not the amount? Yes, it depends majorly on the trader. It depends majorly on the trader and not the amount. Pay attention. If look at it this way, a trader that knows how to trade can grow a small account. But a trader that does not know how to trade and has a large account will crash that account. There's a difference between the two. So it is about the trader and not the account balance. Okay. What do you think about the cryptocurrency market as a portfolio? You can trade the cryptocurrency market. There's nothing wrong there. Cryptocurrency is just very volatile. It's more volatile than the forex and other instruments, right? I'm sure some of us must have noticed all of this. How easy it is for like the Luna and others to crash. How easy it is for the market to just boom. You need to be careful with the cryptocurrencies. It's very volatile at the end of the day, but no issues. You can trade them. Sigrid Dorothea said down self-infliction, that's hardcore. Well, what can I say? I wasn't happy with myself. I wouldn't really call it self-infliction. I was just, at times, I could slap myself. But let's continue. You can see I'm not getting to your comments from way back. So you can see I'm far behind on the comments. And of course, we will have to round up very soon. I'm just getting to the comments of you guys from what I said way back, right? Let's see. Elma Penn said, when I still had blown account every time I walked to a bridge, I just stood at the edge. It was a quiet night and I walked back. Elma Penn, please chat me up privately. I don't like what you wrote. You said, when I still had blown account every time, you said you walked to the bridge and just stood at the edge. You said it was a quiet night and you walked back home. Elma Penn, just chat me up. Let's just have a chit chat, a one-on-one chit chat, please. Elma Penn, if you're still here, chat me up on Instagram, right? Elma Penn. I want to see your name, your handle, Elma Penn. Chat me up on Instagram. Let's have a one-on-one. I'll get to hear your voice, you hear my voice, and we'll just have a chit chat, please. What you said, it's not a good one, so just chat me up, please. Thank you. Okay. Bartolomeo Keynes, hope I pronounce your name well. So yeah, especially if you're using a systematic edge, that based on probability, you just take each trade with straight face here. Chapman is now asking me, are you married? Yes, I'm married. You can see I'm just getting to your comments. Yes, I'm married with 3 kids. I have a boy and then 2 girls. Okay, and Chapman is laughing. Maggie Jonathan said, oh, we can ask personal questions. Didn't know that. So are you? Yes, I'm married. I just answered that. Married with 3 kids, 3 wonderful kids. Adorable family. My wife, awesome too. Okay. Maria Mane said, I always appreciate your session. Thank you. What do you think about traders? Traders are always flashy. Do you think they make money? It depends. It depends. Some people are just, some people live a simple life. So whether they have $1 million, they also live a simple life. And while some others are not really making money, but they are flashy to sell something. Maybe they want to sell a course or sell mentorship, but they have to look as if they're making money, right? But I always tell people, trade with the person, understand the person. If the person is making sense, then of course you can subscribe to the course, subscribe to the mentorship, and so on. It's not by me showing you my cards or showing me this or showing me that or showing me I have a private jet before you know, oh, this person is extremely wealthy. No, it's what is upstairs. The wealth aspect is what the person has upstairs. Okay. George Lewis said, I will contact you on Instagram. Okay, great. Guys, I'm going to round it up now. So I'm sorry, I'm most likely will not be able to finish your comments and all. I'm going to round it up within the next 2-3 minutes before the top of the hour. That's been a good one. I always say we need to keep it under an hour, not to take too long. If not, your comments will still keep on coming in and in. You can see we have not really been talking about the charts. We've just been talking about some questions, best time frame, when to trade, strategy, this and so on. So it's a good one. I enjoyed it. Am I married and so on, which is good. Right. So maybe we could have another, or maybe we could do this on Fridays, because Friday is usually a bit lighter. Because Friday is believed to be a profit-taking day where people are taking their profits before the weekend, and maybe we want to withdraw to enjoy the weekend with extra money or whatever the case might be. Okay, so I won't be able to go over all the comments, unfortunately. I'm just going to scroll to the extreme end. Sorry, I'm just going to scroll to the end. Scrolling to the end, I can see Jerome Yerk said, I have learned a whole lot today. Thank you. Thanks to Training Live as well for connecting us together. Norman Herbert said we should have more sessions like this. Okay, we'll see what we can do. Norman said again, I so much love the way you are responding to our questions. Okay, thank you. Let me see. Dempsey Victor said, is it good to teach my kid how to trade? Yes, you can. I'm going to teach my firstborn, a boy. He just turned 10, and that was in April. So I'm just giving him some little time, let him mature a bit. And then I will start to show him the ropes gradually, because there's nothing like, how would I put it? There's nothing like having your own business and then passing it on to your loved ones. Also, I'm also a photographer, a cinematographer as well. I started that as a hobby. That is something I'm also going to teach my son. I'm going to get him a camera, maybe get him a small drone, and then teach him how to do that so that he can, go into that line of business as well. It's not about the 9 to 5. I repeat, it's not about having a PhD, right? But it's about, what you can do with your hands, what you can do as a form of business, right? So at the right time, you can teach your child, but not check the age, what the age, gauge the age, and then know the best time to start teaching your child. Okay. Let's see. All the paparazzi is just noise. Yes, indeed, from Hamilton Harriman. The world is on the knowledge. Yes, indeed, Wayne Bertie. You're fully loaded. Thanks for the session. Thank you to Hamilton Harriman. Next 1 minute, we're rounding up. I like the Q&A session, Hilary Bernard. Okay, maybe we could do this next week, Friday. We could maybe start to add this to our Friday sessions where we just do Q&A, talk about charts, talk about trading, talk about life. We could even talk a bit about politics. I'm not really a big fan of politics, whether it's in my home country, Nigeria, or it's in the US, whether it's with respect to Ukraine, Russia, or Taiwan, China, and so on. Because politics, it's something that it could get a bit dirty, or whether it's even what's happening with respect to Donald Trump now and all. So politics is not really a big thing, but we could just talk a bit about different things as well. Okay, I think Cash Charlo said, wow, that is very good. Are you talking about maybe having this on Fridays, maybe more often? No problem. And Hunter Sarayan said, I'm going to teach my kids as well, which is good. You are all-round person. Okay, all-round person. Okay, Hermosa, yeah. Okay, based on photography and cinematography, yes, I've shot a couple of weddings, shot a few burials, shot a few seminars, weddings, pictures, videos, media, basically, and all. I should even have a gig. Fingers crossed. I should have. I mean, in Canada now, but fingers crossed. I should have a gig in the UK by early August. So maybe we could have a session from somewhere in the UK. I will turn on my video and then show you something that has to do with the UK or so. Well, so that aside, I will keep joining the session from now forward. Thank you, Ronald. Guys, join the sessions, invite more people. Stable psychology and skill set will take you far. Yeah, that's true, Jeff. Guys, I'm rounding up now. We should talk about fundamental analysis as well. No problem. Ask a question, we'll talk about that. Chat me up on Instagram, CSA Forex. Chat me up on Instagram, just type it up one more time before I round up now because of time. CSA Forex, that's my handle. Chat me up. That's my handle as well for YouTube, and subscribe to the YouTube channel, watch the videos, comment on all. Monroe Gregory said politics is fun. Well, things to talk about is the fun thing to talk about when you are not a fanatic. Well, you could say that. But don't worry, we'll have more of these Q&A sessions where we discuss anything, everything trading, and even not really trading as well. So thank you guys, thank you. It has been a good one. Marshall, I would like to see you whenever you enter UK. Oh, sure, no problem, Marshall, back. Keep on joining our sessions. My siblings and my mom, they're all in the UK. So obviously I have plans of getting there before summer ends. So I'll keep on joining the sessions. When I announce it, then we could always set up a meeting. I'll most likely be in London and maybe one or two other areas just around London, maybe Sheffield area and all. So we'll see how we can maybe meet up for maybe some tea and biscuits or whatever the case may be, and we'll discuss some more. Okay, Bob Joyce, you're very solid, bro. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you. TGIF, thank God it's Friday. Enjoy the Friday. Guys, do not drink too much, do not drink and drive. I just needed to say that it's Friday, you're going to have fun, but make sure everything that you do is calculated. If you're going to trade, make sure you are using proper risk management, volume, size. Make sure you're using the stop loss and all. That's a quick advice for you. Thank you guys. Enjoy the rest of the day. And catch you same time next week.